We literally have people's lives in our hands when we do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think the most compelling thing that we can do as trial lawyers is to work with other great people. So if you feel that insecurity is your first time or 100th time, if you have somebody else there that's with you that's been there before, it's only more fun, but it's more rewarding and you get a better result for your client. So I'm a big believer in, if you have that fear in your belly, you need to be there. You need to be in the trenches, but you should not be alone.
I remember the conversation you and I had in your office when you just had opening the Simon Law Group. I think Brandon was still in law school.
That probably sounds right.
And we had a conversation, and you had just opened your firm. I was contemplating opening my firm. I didn't pull the trigger until 2 years later. And we were talking about your strategy. Like, how did you learn? And you told me that what you did was you partnered up with great trial lawyers. Mm-hmm. You partnered with Panish, Gary, Arash.
I had cases with this motherfucker.
With Morrow.
Yeah.
And you learn. Yeah. You learn from watching them. You learn what worked. And you took what worked for you, and you adopted and made it your own, and excluded what didn't work. And then now you're a great trial lawyer yourself by working with other lawyers. So that was.
But that's the mentorship that you should. You can have people tell you what to do and workshop stuff, but unless you're actually frigging doing it day in and day out and see the work. I remember I was trying a case years ago, and this lawyer that brought me in to try the case, we were out in the desert somewhere. It was like day 2 or 3 of trial, and I'm literally at Kinko's copying shit for the next day. And this guy's like, when are we going to the bar and the club? I'm like, what do you think this is, dude? We're here to this is not fun. We're here to do a job.
Yeah.
It's not sexy. It's gritty, and I've been out of town weeks at a time. Fresno is not a great place to be to try a case. No. The sun goes down, you got to go inside.
Yeah. I remember one time. This is 20 years ago. I went to see Bob. Bob was in trial in Pomona with on a tire case with that fucking guy's a great trial.
Terry Kernart.
What's his name?
Terry Kernart. He's with Zurich, and he.
No, I'm saying the other plaintiff lawyer, that guy.
Dan O'Leary.
Dan O'Leary.
Yeah.
You know Dan O'Leary?
Well, yeah. What happened to Dan?
Dan's still practicing. He just does tire cases.
The guy's the best tire lawyer, best tire defect lawyer there was. Bob was trying a tire defect case with him. I went to watch. Dan O'Leary is such a fucking good lawyer on that specific area on defective tires.
Yeah.
I went to watch the trial in Pomona. I was like, damn. And I remember thinking to myself, Bob fucking gets himself aligned with these fuckers that really know what they're doing, and he learns this shit. But I was just in the audience, and Dan O'Leary was
and I learned so much from that trial, because I never did a product defect tire case before. We're talking D-tread, when it does, how old it is. I talked to him here and there. He's awesome. But I remember we were sitting late at night on we were in the defense's case, looking at all these photographs and all these things, and we realized the defense expert, who was very strong in his opinions, had labeled the wrong tire. They were talking about all these things. His whole basis for his opinion was because when they took the tires off, they marked them before they measured, did everything, and they marked the wrong tires, and you could see during the thing. I remember this was a huge aha moment.
Wow.
And it was just, you would never catch it. There was such detail to understand what had happened. And he admitted that he's like, I made a grave error, he said on the stand.
Well, it goes to show, being a great trial lawyer, there's no substitute for hard work. You have to do the work. Too often, I think, again, I don't want to speak broadly, we see these young lawyers coming up, or some of these firms that claim they're trial lawyers, but they don't do the work.
No.
They just expect, I get this case and somehow I'm going to show up in court and I'm going to get a big verdict. No, you have to work at it. You have to know the facts of the case. You got to meet your client. There's so many factors that go into a trial that there's no time to BS. You have to put in the work.
Yeah.